What's up, everybody? All right, so I was on Netflix and I was watching Kevin Hart. He's got a new one on there, and if you haven't seen it, you need to go fucking watch it because it's hilarious. He's funnier than I am. Although I like to classify myself as pretty funny. So I decided I was gonna jump on. I was gonna tell jokes too. But this is a true story. So this morning I was laying in bed and it was early because it was dark. You know it was early because it was dark out. Nobody's supposed to be up when it's dark out. So I'm laying in bed. And I'm trying to convince myself I don't have to pee. Mine don't matter. Mine gotta pee. Ain't nobody gotta pee. You just need to go back to sleep. So I'm almost back to sleep. And I can feel myself. Like I'm like right there. I'm right about to drift off. It's great. It's dandy. I've convinced myself I don't gotta take a piss. And I can go back to sleep. When all of a sudden, what I can only describe as a tractor on its last life beside me. And I listened probably for about a minute. But the minute that I was listening, my anger was building, right? It was building, and it was building, and it was building. And I'm like, snap! I whip over and I'm like, shh! Right in his face. And mind you, I didn't stop making the shh noise until he opened his eyes. And he could see my eyes. I'm like, meaning, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to smother you with a pillow and I'll deal with it in the morning. So he rolled over so that he would stop snoring. Good. I roll over and I jerk the blankets. Fuck you and your fucking snoring ass. Stupid bitch. So now I'm back trying to convince myself that I don't have to pee. Now this is a task and a half because I already convinced myself once. How am I supposed to do it twice? But a minute into it, trying to convince myself, I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. I need to get the fuck up and I need to take a piss. So I get out of bed. Of course, I get out of bed angrily, right? Rip off the covers. Fuck you. So I go to the bathroom. And I sit down. And I'm peeing. And I'm peeing. And I'm peeing. And it's not stopping. I'm like fucking Austin Powers. That's what it is. I found out this morning that I'm not fat. I'm not fat at all. I have a huge bladder. That's what it is. Not fat. It's my bladder. So, of course, after pissing for 3 minutes, I try to go back to sleep. That ain't happening. So I'm up. And I'm angry because I'm up. Ain't nobody else up. And I walked around the house. And I did it quietly. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I think I should go to the kitchen and I should get a pot and a wooden spoon and just bang it. And I'll just wake everybody up. And then that way everybody can be up. I didn't. I let them all wake up on their own. But I wanted to. You guys want to talk about something I attempted a little while ago? It was pancake art. So you see all these videos online, right? And they're all, they little precise lines, and they're making fucking Disney characters, all right? Bam, Simba. So I'm watching these, and I'm like, I could so do that. So I like prepare the pancake batter, everything. I got it all ready. And I'm like, I got this. I turn on the video. I've got my phone sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm following this girl's moves, okay? And I don't know if my artisticness is in my left hand and I'm right-handed, or if this girl like literally has like a pancake maker thing that does this for her and she just like makes all these lines or whatever, and then like when she flips it over she just takes it out from the pancake maker. Like, I really don't know. But it was time to flip and I was really excited. I'm like, I just made fucking Simba. Like, how exciting is that, right? So I, take it underneath and I flip it over and she's flipping hers over and hers was bam, Simba. Mine was bam! Fucking anteater that got ran over by a truck. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? This isn't a Simba. I did everything you fucking did. Why doesn't mine look like Simba? So I was like, you know what? These videos are bullshit. Like either that or my artisticness is just switching hands. It's something. So I just I do a circle and then I do a letter in the middle and then I let that burn, right? Until it's like black. And then I fill all that in and I let that cook and then I flip it over. And you know, it's only a letter, but it's in a circle, so that's got to be pancake art, right? Bam. Alphabet. That, right? Pancake art. Anyways, new joke. That's actually not a joke. It seriously happened. I'm literally just taking shit from my life and just, you know, people think it's funny. It's it's no joke that like I go to therapy for anxiety and whatever, but I was in therapy and I had to get a new therapist because my other therapist had to go on leave and whatever, and that was fine, whatever. So she only lasted like, I don't know, a session because we were talking about my problems and I was talking about stupid people. And I'm talking like stupid people that have no common sense. So I told her, I said, like, recently I was talking to a stupid person and she says, well, how do you know they're stupid? How do you know if a stupid person is stupid? And I was a little dumbfounded. I was like, fuck. This does not seem to be going in a direction that I want it to be going in, right? So I'm like, well, you know, I'm like somebody who lacks common sense. I'm not even joking. She was like, well, what's common sense? Um, it's it's common sense. Well, everybody's common sense is different. What do you what? So I'm like, explain this to me. How can everybody's common sense be different if it is common sense? Well, everybody was raised differently. Okay, let me try this one more time. So if you get the common cold and you have a husband and he gets sick and he has all the same symptoms you do, what do you think that would be? Well, during the pandemic, you should probably get tested. No, sweetie. It's not what I'm talking about. If you have a common cold and your husband is showing symptoms, the same symptoms you're showing, chances are he has a common cold. The common part means that it's common, so a lot of people get it, right? Well, that has nothing to do with common sense. Okay. I'm in therapy for anxiety, okay? And I'm telling you on right now, like I can't handle stupid people. I can't handle it. I can't do it. People who lack common sense, I don't have the patience, I don't have the time, I don't have anything for it. I can't. So please understand common sense. Well, I don't understand how you think everybody can have the same common sense. Oh my God. Are you not taught from a young age that if a man asks you to help you find their fucking dog that you don't do it? Yes. Okay. So if you were taught that and I was taught that and I taught my kids that, what does that make it? What does it make it? It makes it common sense. This bitch still wasn't getting it. I couldn't do it. Couldn't. I ended the call early and everything. That's how much I couldn't do it. Couldn't. No, fuck off. You lack it. I'm telling you, my anxiety is high and I'm so frustrated from dealing with people who lack common sense, and now you lack common sense, and I can't do it. Can't. So my psychiatrist calls me the next day. I requested a call. And I said, you need to get me somebody else. And she says, why? I said, she lacks common sense. She says, she just takes some time to get used to it. No. I gave her almost a better half of an hour. No. You find me somebody who does not lack common sense, or I'm not answering my phone. Like, it's just that simple. I need somebody who has it, who can understand and comprehend when I'm saying things. Common sense is common sense. It doesn't matter who you are. Common sense is common fucking sense. Simple. Now, let's talk about something else. Christmas, perhaps? Let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk about cookies. Baking. Let's talk about how when you bake, and everybody bakes at Christmas, right? Nobody's judging you. Nobody's judging you. You know, you're on your fifth cookie. Ain't nobody paying attention because they're on their fifth cookie too. You know, and you don't judge yourself because you're like, it's Christmas. I can eat whatever the fuck I want. It's Christmas. It's how Christmas works. Okay? You know, when you're younger, Christmas works because you want the presents. You know, Santa's gonna bring you something, and like parents are bringing you shit, and you're gonna have a new toy to play with and whatever. That's how Christmas works when you're a kid. When you get older, it's not about the gifts, okay? It's about the food and how much of it you can eat without being judged. So lately I haven't felt like baking. COVID, the weather, everything, just I haven't felt like baking. But I really wanted cookies. And I thought, this is the time of year where I can eat as many fucking cookies as I want, and I can't be judged. It doesn't matter if I told you 3 days ago that I was going on a diet. That did not consist of the Christmas cookies that I could eat. That those aren't included in the diet. If I tell you I'm going on a diet, that just means I'm going to eat a cup of broccoli at dinner. Okay? Nothing to do with my cookies. So because I haven't felt like baking, I really wanted some cookies. I went to the store, I bought some cookies. And they were like shaped like little Christmas trees. Little bells and whatever. It's Christmas cookies. So I get home and I'm super excited, right? I'm gonna eat these cookies right up. So I open the cookies and I ate two. Now I'm sitting there, I'm browsing on my phone, I'm TikTok, whatever. I'm playing on my phone. I gotta reach for the third one. This little voice inside my head was like, what you doing there, fatty? Eating a Christmas cookie you didn't make? Eating a Christmas cookie that was made by a machine. It wasn't made with love. This doesn't count, fatty. I couldn't even bite the third cookie. I wanted to eat it, but I couldn't, because this little voice inside my head was like, no, you can eat as many Christmas cookies as you want as long as you've baked them or somebody else has baked them and has put love into it, right? So I was like, fuck, I don't want to bake, because if I start my baking, it doesn't just stop at cookies, right? You got to make the shortbread, and you got to make the sugar cookies, and then I make chocolates. And I normally make 2 batches of chocolates. So 1 batch of chocolate makes about 600 chocolates. So 2 batches makes 12. Do you know how long it takes to make 1,200 chocolates? All of my chocolates each year, you can tell where the end is, where I've had enough. Because for about a full batch, it takes about 6 hours, start to finish. About 6. So you got to make the candy and whatever, right? And then you got to separate, you got to add flavoring, color, whatever. And then you make your shapes. Well, when I'm sitting there making shapes, you can tell when I've had about enough. My squares, they don't look like squares no more. They look like, I don't know, blobs. A little bit of a square blob. Or the circles I make I make banana blue balls. I always food color them blue, and they've been everybody's favorite for as long as I can remember. Everybody's absolute favorite. And I literally, you can just see them as it goes on. Like they just start getting bigger and bigger and bigger because I'm just like, fuck, I've had enough. I've had enough. I want to get it done. I still got to dip this shit. So I can't just make cookies or one batch of cookies because then I've already started and I'm like, oh, all this has to be done and it needs to be done all at once because that's just what kind of person I am. So my kids ate the rest of the Christmas cookies that were store-bought. I didn't finish them. But if you like this and you want to hear more, let me know. Comments, share, like. That'd be great. Thanks.